Hey guys, welcome back to At the Table. Sydney here, and I'm joined once again by my friend Jessie from Bladen County, the FCS agent in Bladen. So what we're doing today, we're going to continue our conversation a little bit around American Heart Month, around exercise. We're going to focus a little bit more on strength training today. So we will do a little workout towards the end of just some things you could do to help build your strength at home. But what we're going to start with is a heart-healthy dish.
Yes.
That will be very good. Also, if you're being active, you're trying to kind of get your energy back up, this will be a great one. So I will let Jessie take it away. Hand me whatever you need for me to help with. Okay, so I'll scoot over here and I'll let Jessie take the reins.
Alrighty, so our recipe for today is an easy ratatouille. Normally ratatouille is a little complicated, takes a long time, but this is a very easy, quick one. So what we're going to do first is we're going to heat our oil in our pot here, and it is, make sure I got that one, okay. Yep.
And you'll want to be on
the big one.
You got it.
All right, there we go. It's always hard working in a new kitchen that you're not familiar with. So you need about 1/4 cup of olive oil. Pour that into your pot, and you're going to heat that until it shimmers, so you can see it kind of rippling in the bottom of the pan.
You need that?
Thank you. No, I don't need it. For the tomato sauce, yes. So while that's heating up, I've already cut up a lot of the vegetables, but I'm going to cut up the remaining vegetables here. You need a squash, or you need 12 ounces of squash, 1 pound eggplant, 2 red bell peppers, and an onion.
And I can work on your eggplant maybe.
Okay, yeah. You're just going to cut these into 1-inch pieces. You want everything to be about the same size. That's going to help it cook evenly. All right, pour this in here. All right, for a bell pepper, sometimes people are like, how do I cut this and get the most out of it? I like to cut the top off and then the bottom. Just cut through like that, and then you're gonna run your knife along here, like so. And you've taken out the core and the seeds. Then you can just flatten this out and cut it into strips.
And a great thing about this recipe is we have lots of different vegetables. So as you can see what Jessie's cutting up, we've got squash, we've got bell pepper, we've got onions, we've got eggplant here, which is all of these are different colors as well. And so we talk a lot about heart health in general, but the vitamins and minerals that you get from vegetables are super important for our body, for several different functions of our body, that can absolutely be part of a heart healthy diet. And whenever we're thinking about being active and moving and trying to replenish our body, we need those vitamins and minerals to help our body to do what it needs to do to function properly, and also to repair itself as we kind of go through our day-to-day.
Exactly. And all of these vegetables are really good at maintaining good heart health, keeping your blood sugar in check. So they're very good for you. Like Sydney mentioned, these are all very colorful vegetables. And if you follow the My Plate, it says to eat a rainbow. We are eating a rainbow here today.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I have all of these veggies chopped up now. And it does look like our oil is ready. So we can yeah, it's nice and hot. So you can dump these in here. And you can kind of hear it, the sizzle of the veggie is cooking. That's a good sign. So we're gonna stir this up, make sure these vegetables are coated with the oil.
Looks good.
All right, those are all coated. So now you can cover this pot with a lid and let it cook for about 15 minutes. You want those vegetables to start to get tender and break down.
Perfect. So while our ratatouille is cooking, we are going to start on a chicken dish. So this is kind of like chicken parmesan. We're not doing the whole process. We're not doing like the pasta and the tomato sauce and all of that. So our first step is to beat our chicken. So if you're just having a really hard day, great time to make this recipe. Okay, so I actually just took some parchment paper and I'm just gonna lay my chicken breast out. I did already cut these in half because they were just so large. So I'm just covering it back up. This also helps to kind of keep all the yucky chicken juices in one spot. And I'm just gonna beat it. So you wanna beat it until it's nice and flat, about 1/2 inch thick. It doesn't really work to roll it out, but we will actually be using this rolling pin in just a little bit. So I'll finish beating up this chicken a little bit and I'll see you guys back in just 1 second.
Your free installation and equipment end up costing me an arm and a leg. Here's your sign.
Switch to the sign that's keeping homes secure and customers happy all over the area. Security from Star Communications. Sign up for security monitoring during the month of February and receive basic installation free.
Somebody try to break into this place?
Security from Star Communications.
Hey guys, welcome back. So I have my chicken to about probably 1/2 inch thick here. So now we're just doing your typical, flour, egg, and then I made a little breadcrumb mixture here. So my breadcrumbs, I used panko breadcrumbs, and then I did some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of oregano, parsley, paprika, salt, and pepper, and just kind of stirred that all up. So we're just gonna mix that all together. And I prefer tongs when I'm doing this. It's not quite as easy as your hands. Probably gonna end up using my hands for at least part of this. But it does help to avoid getting your hands all gross. So the trick here is that we are going to take our rolling pin. This is wax paper. I did get a clean thing of wax paper, and I'm just gonna push all of those breadcrumbs kind of into the chicken. So that way it kind of holds all of the breadcrumbs really well, and it'll stay stuck on. I have my pan on about medium heat here, and I'd say that's probably 2 to 3-ish tablespoons or so. I don't like to do too much oil in my pan just because I don't want it to be overly oily. I have made this at home. This is Gordon Ramsay's kind of recommendation of how he typically makes chicken parmesan. And I made this at home using this method, and wow, it was so good. My husband said it was one of his favorite recipes, favorite dishes that I have made. So you can use any oil here. We use olive oil. The goal here is that you're using an unsaturated fat when we're talking about that heart health. Pan's not quite as hot as we want it, but it'll turn it up. Yeah, you can turn it up just a little bit. Thank you. Our unsaturated fats are going to be better for that heart. Think about your drain. If you were to pour bacon grease down your drain, it would clog your drain, right? Still don't want to pour olive oil down our drain, but you wouldn't have quite as big of a problem as you do have with something like bacon grease, and that is because of that fat content. So our saturated fats are going to saturate your arteries. That's where we begin having some issues when we're talking about heart health. Versus your unsaturated fats don't tend to clog our arteries the same way. So we want to aim to choose those whenever we are enjoying food, cooking food, all of that. It's absolutely still okay to have saturated fats here and there. We just want to try to refrain from that being our preferred choice. We don't need to use butter for everything. No, it tastes good, but promise it actually makes you enjoy butter more when you don't use it on everything.
Now, Sydney, could you do or prepare this recipe in the oven if somebody wanted to avoid like
The oils. I feel
any
like,
sort of frying in a pan?
yeah, absolutely. Or an air fryer. I actually saw several air fryer recipes that were out there, like an air fried chicken recipe. This is more of a pan fried chicken. So absolutely, you could kind of cut the oil down that way because we are getting plenty of fats here in general. We've got some fats in our cheeses. We've got some fats in our egg wash as well. So we're getting fats in other places. We don't absolutely need the oil. I like to think about a balance of your protein that you're getting from your chicken. We're getting some carbohydrates from our panko breadcrumbs here, and then we're getting some fats from our eggs. So, you know, I like to have a little bit of each of those for a little bit more of a balanced diet.
And chicken is an excellent source of lean protein, and you need proteins to help rebuild those muscles after you've engaged in a lot of physical activity. Eggs are also a really good source of protein as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we want to let this cook, and I know it's really hard, but don't touch it, for like 2.5 minutes. Okay, and then we will flip it. That will help us to have a nice golden crust on the one side, and then, you know, you have your golden crust on the other side, and then we can always check our chicken with a thermometer. We want to make sure it's to 165. This is thin enough that about 4 to 5 minutes total really should be plenty of time for your chicken to reach that proper internal temperature so it's safe to eat. Now I want to talk a little bit about the meal we have. So in talking about exercise and trying to kind of repair those muscles, if we are strength training, protein is definitely going to be a big thing that we want to make sure we are including. Protein actually is a building block in our body, so it helps to repair. Anytime you're doing strength training, you're kind of ripping apart those muscles in a way. It sounds terrible, but it's very healthy, and it's a great way for them to grow and build and strengthen and get stronger. So this will help to repair that, and you won't be quite as sore. Also, we have our carbohydrates. That's from our vegetables here. That will help to give you energy, kind of repair our glycogen stores that we have in our body that help to give us more energy throughout the day. And then fats just taste good. You know, sometimes we just need a little fat because it tastes good. It makes things be more satisfying to us. So it's very important to still include fats. Fats are important for brain health. They're also important for kind of lubricating our body as well. So that's kind of some of the reasons why we've chosen this meal today. We'll go in a little bit further about exercise and why it's important to do strength training in just a little bit. But right now, we're going to take a quick break.
You were in a big hurry to put my alarm system in. Not so much when it came to service. Here's your sign.
Switch to the sign that's keeping home secure and customers happy all over the area. Security from Star Communications. Sign up for security monitoring during the month of February and receive basic installation free.
Somebody try to break into this place?
Security from Star Communications.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we have our first piece of chicken is actually all done. I've already just put our second one on our pan here, and you can see it's nice and golden brown, and that's what we want for that about 2 minutes of not touching. And I did temp check our first piece, and it was at like 180. So we just need to reach 165. You could adjust that, of course, following. Maybe I don't need quite as long as I did with the previous piece. So I'm gonna continue cooking some chicken over here, and I will flip it back over to Jessie to finish up our ratatouille.
All right. I forgot to mention that after you dump your vegetables into the pot, you want to season it with salt and pepper. You know, season it to taste. And as you can see, our vegetables have kind of cooked down. They've softened up. And you just give them a stir. here. And now we get to add in our garlic and other seasonings. So again, we didn't have fresh garlic. We're just going to use this cool garlic paste. Measure with your heart. So I'm just going to do a couple of squeezes here. And then we also want to add in our crushed tomatoes at this point. You'll need about, I think it's a cup of tomatoes.
Yes.
Yes, a cup of crushed canned tomatoes. All right, there's our cup there. We're just going to pour this right in. Give this a good stir. And also, while that's heating back up, we will add in our fresh basil. So you're just going to take your basil here, it's about a half a cup, and just roughly chop this. And fresh basil smells so good.
And I love fresh basil.
Yes, very earthy, very green. And, you know, we've mentioned a lot about strength training and how all of these foods can repair your muscles, but why is strength training so important? Why is it beneficial? Strength training actually helps maintain muscle mass. And as we get older, we tend to lose that muscle mass. And so, again, we're more prone to falls, injury. We want to make sure we're maintaining good muscle mass. So all of that is stirring together, and now we're just going to basically let this come up to heat again, bring it back up to heat, put the lid on and cook it or simmer it for about 5 minutes to make sure all of those veggies are nice and soft. So do you want me to turn it back over to you,
Sure,
Cindy, so you can finish up?
Yeah, so I've got 2 pieces of chicken done here. I'm just still kind of going with the flow in putting our chicken in our flour, then our egg wash, and then putting it in our breadcrumb mixture. So Jessie just talked a little bit about kind of why exercise. So in addition to just your muscle mass, you want to think about just day-to-day life, the fact that you're able to lift things, carry in groceries, keep up your energy with grandkids or with children in general. So it's just super important for us to make sure that we are maintaining that muscle mass. In addition to just trying to be able to keep up in the world, a lot of people talk about, you know, we're in February now. Maybe you're still trying to work on your New Year's resolutions, your goals that you've made. Maybe yours is to get in shape or to exercise more or to lose weight. I actually am still teaching a exercise class here at the extension office. And one of the ladies in my class was talking about how she doesn't want to lift too heavy of weights because she doesn't really feel like she needs it. She doesn't want to get big and bulky. Very, very rare that you actually do end up getting big and bulky from lifting weights. Those people who are really jacked, they work hard to get to that point. They have to eat super clean. They eat lots of protein. They're really working on their physique, and that's pretty much a full-time job for them, right? So a lot of times when people are to that point, they spend a lot of time in the gym, several hours. Just simply upping your weights is really going to help continue to build those muscles. And what happens when you're building your muscle, it does help to reduce the fat that is in that area and what we call tone up. So you won't look like a ripped Barbie doll. You will look nice and toned and in shape, and that is what we want. So don't ever feel like you can't lift weights because you're scared of looking big and bulky. We tend to not really have that problem. Don't you agree, Jessie?
I certainly agree. And really, you only need about 2 days each week of strength training. So you don't have to be in the gym every single day lifting weights. Just, 2 days a week, enough to, tone up, like Sydney said. We're not here to be the next muscle man or muscle woman. So just, nice and easy. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be complicated. So we've pretty much got most of our chicken done here. What we're actually going to do, we'll have our ratatouille finished. I think the only thing we have left that we're going to be adding will just be some olives to that. So we'll show you guys the finished product. What we'll be doing in our next segment is I'm going to show you guys some ways that you can incorporate strength training, and it can be very simple. We'll be doing it in a chair, but we'll be taking it nice and easy, and could be something you do, at your house. You don't even have to go anywhere. So when we see you guys back, we're going to do another little physical activity segment for y'all.
You come out to replace a bad sensor, and that has a 5-year commitment to my contract, and you don't tell me? Here's your sign.
Switch to the sign that's keeping home secure and customers happy all over the area. Security from Star Communications. Sign up for security monitoring during the month of February and receive basic installation free.
Somebody try to break into this place?
Security from Star Communications.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we have all of our food cooked. It smells so good. It's a great time to work out, whenever you can smell everything in the kitchen. So what we're going to do next is we're going to show you a few strength-based moves that you could do at home. You can do this, see we're sitting, so you could do this at your house, if you're at work. These are even great for you to take a little break and do at work. We are going to do a couple modifications. So we have some weights here, but Jessie's going to show you a few moves without weights as well. And then if you don't have weights at home, you can use cans. So I think you said 16 ounce.
Two 15-ounce cans. So get you a can of tomatoes or a can of beans.
Or anything, really. Anything that has a little bit of weight to it, you could absolutely use at home. And then especially in our arm workouts, it's better, I think, for the movements to have something in your hands, some type of weight, even if it's a pound or a 2-pound weight. This is only 3 pounds. So anything that will just help you to get that motion, and that just really helps to work those muscles as well. So we're going to start with some legs. So the first thing we're doing is wide leg squats. So we're actually going to stand up for this one. We have the chair behind us for balance. So just kind of stability. So if you are not quite great on your feet, it helps to have this behind us. So what you're going to do is you want your feet to be just outside of your hips, and you want your core to be nice and strong and stand up nice and tall. I always say to roll your shoulders back, and that helps you to have that good posture. So you're going to brace your abs to kind of wrap in that core. For me, I'm hugging the baby. Okay, and then you're going to bring the butt back and down. That's one. And here you just want to go as low as feels comfortable to you. If you're really struggling to get into a deeper squat, the more time that you do this, the better you'll get. You'll get more of that flexibility in your body and be able to do a little better. I think we have one more. That was it. Yep. All right, so that was our wide leg squats. So the next thing we're going to do is knee extensions. So this is going to be working kind of that top of our leg up to our knee. So what you're going to do, if you do have a weight, you can rest it on the very top right above your knee, and you're just going to kick out you want your leg to be straight. So we're not overextending. And that's 4. And this is really working that top of the...
Yeah. I was going to say you should feel the top of this muscle contract as you perform the exercise.
All right, that was 8 on that side. We're going to do 8 on the other side. And it's very important to be breathing whenever you're exercising. So we inhale, exhale as you're coming up. Inhale, exhale. So as you're bracing the move, you're driving through the move, that's when you want to exhale. All right, up next we have our side hip raises. So we are going to stand up for this one. we'll come behind our chair. So you have your chair for stability. You don't have to use a chair. You can absolutely do this without a chair if you feel comfortable, but this just helps us to make sure, we're keeping our balance. So if you have a weight, you can sit it right kind of on your thigh, and you're just gonna kick out. You don't wanna overextend here. So just to where it's about comfortable, and then release. 2 more. All right, and then we'll do the other side.
And it's important that your torso remains up. Like you don't want to start leaning to the side. That's a different exercise that we're doing at that point.
All right, we're gonna go ahead to our arm movements next, just for time's purposes. So we're gonna do our bicep curls next. I'll let you sit, I'll stand for this one just to show some variation. So if we're standing, you want the feet just to be a little outside of your hips. Again, core is braced, shoulders are back, and you're just bringing those arms straight up. If you find your body is swinging, then you need to lower your weights. So you should be in full control. And you see kind of the tempo we're going. We're not trying to speed through it. So this helps to give our muscles time to contract, and we're not just hammering out this workout.
Slow and controlled.
Yes, I think this is our last one. Yeah. Next is our overhead press. So you're gonna make kind of scarecrow arms is what I call them. And we wanna keep our arms about this level. So as we're coming up and down, we don't wanna go down, down. Keep them kind of straight. And we're gonna drive, push, breathe out, and bring those arms up overhead. Good. And keep breathing. Two more. And 8. And then our last move is called a seated row. So I think it's more comfortable to sit. You can stand and do it like this. I kind of prefer sitting, but whatever feels best for you, you're kind of lean over, and we say pull those pants up. So your arms are staying close to your body. Where we're really feeling this is in the back of our shoulder blades. So pretend like there's a pencil in your shoulder blades, and you're just squeezing that pencil. Is that 5? I think 6.
I think, yeah.
I get busy talking and I can't keep up.
And you lose count. It's hard to...
I think that was 8.
Yeah.
All right. So that was just a quick, simple workout you can do at home, hopefully. It was easy to follow. We recommend probably 2 to 3 reps of each of those moves. I like to break it down into legs first and then switch to arms, but whatever feels great for you at home. Of course, always consult your doctor before you begin any type of workout, whether it's a strength-based workout like we did today or the one we did previously with just the walking. So consult your doctor first, but hopefully this will help you get moving, get active, and start to feel good in your body. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time on At the Table.